yourself first. Stop hugging your partner for the next 24 hours and watch what happens. I'm serious, because by the end of this video, you'll realize the way they've been hugging you has been telling you the truth about your relationship this whole time, and you've been missing it. What I am about to show you will change everything. Let's go. One, let's talk about something most people completely miss in their relationships. The way someone hugs you tells you everything you need to know about how they really feel. I'm not talking about those quick side hugs you give your coworker or that awkward pat on the back thing people do at family gatherings. I'm talking about real hugs, the ones between you and your partner. Here's what most people don't realize. Your body can't lie the way your mouth can. And you can say, I love you 1,000 times, but your body language during a hug, that's where the truth lies. When someone hugs you, their nervous system is communicating directly with yours. There's no filter, no script, no performance. It's raw, honest connection, or the lack of it. The pressure of their arms, how long they hold on, and where their hands go, where they pull you in or keep a distance, if they relax into you or stay tense. All of this is sending you messages that your subconscious picks up on immediately. You might not consciously notice these details, but your body does. That's why some hugs feel like home and others feel like hugging a mannequin. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what different types of hugs mean, and more importantly, how to use this knowledge to understand what's really happening in your relationship. Because once you know what to look for, you'll never be confused about where you stand with someone again. First, let's talk about the full body hug with the lingering hold. This is when someone wraps both arms around you, completely pulls you in close so there's zero space between your bodies, and holds you there for at least 5 to 6 seconds without pulling away. Their hands are usually on your back or around your waist. And here's the key detail. They relax into the hug. You can feel their body soften. Their breathing deepens. Maybe they even let out a little sigh. This type of hug is a pure gold in a relationship. It means safety, trust, and genuine affection. When your partner hugs you like this, the nervous system is telling yours, you're my person. I feel safe here. I don't want to let go. This is the hug you get when someone is emotionally available and genuinely connected to you. The lingering is crucial because it takes about 6 seconds for oxytocin, the bonding hormone, to really kick in during physical touch. People who are truly invested in you won't rush this moment. They'll hold on because being close to you actually feels good to them, not just like something they're supposed to do. If your partner consistently hugs you this way, especially during ordinary moments, not just when saying goodbye or during makeup moments after a fight, that's a green flag. It means that they're emotionally present and the connection is real. Pay attention to how often you get these hugs versus the quick. Obligatory ones, the ratio tells you a lot. If this is hitting different, hit that like button and subscribe. I post relationship psychology like this daily that actually works. Let's continue series now. Let's get into the quick squeeze and release. This is the hug that lasts maybe 2 seconds max, where they wrap their arms around you but immediately let go. Sometimes it comes with a double pat on the back, almost like they're burping a baby. Here's what this hug is really saying: I'm checking a box right now. It's performative. They're hugging you because they know they should, not because they wanna connect with you. Don't get me wrong, everyone does quick hugs sometimes when they're rushing out the door or distracted, and that's totally normal. But if this becomes the default way your partner hugs you, even during intimate moments, or when you really need comfort, that's a red flag. It shows emotional distance. Their body is literally creating a space between you two, even while going through the motions of closeness. I see this all the time with couples who are drifting apart but haven't acknowledged it yet. One person reaches for a hug, a sticking connection, and the other gives them this quick, almost mechanical response that leaves the hug feeling worse than before they initiated it. If you're consistently getting these hugs, try this next time. Don't let go when they do. Hold on for a few extra seconds and pay attention to their reaction. Do they relax into it and reciprocate, or do they stiffen up and pull away? Their response will tell you everything about whether they're just distracted and stressed, or whether there's a deeper disconnection happening that you both need to address. Here's one that confuses a lot of people: the one arm side hug, or the frame hug, where your upper bodies touch but your hips and lower bodies are angled away from each other. This creates a triangle of space between you. Like an A-frame house, this hug screams discomfort or friend zone energy. And when someone hugs you this way, they're maintaining physical and emotional distance while still technically making contact. You see this hug a lot in the beginning of relationships when people are nervous, or between people who wanna appear close but don't actually feel that intimacy. But here's where it gets interesting in established relationships. If your partner suddenly starts hugging you this way when they used to give you full body hugs, something has shifted. Maybe they're angry and haven't processed it yet. Maybe they're feeling emotionally withdrawn. Maybe there's something they're not telling you. The frame hug is your body's way of protecting itself emotionally. It's saying, I'm not fully available right now, or I'm keeping my guard up. If you notice this pattern developing, don't ignore it. Bring it up gently. Say something like, I noticed we've been hugging differently lately. Is everything okay with us? Most people aren't even conscious they're doing this, so bringing awareness to it can open up an important conversation about what's really going on beneath the surface of your relationship. What type of hug do you get most from your partner. A full body quick squeeze or side hug. Comment below. 5. Let me tell you about the hug that actually changes everything. At the back hug, where someone comes up behind you and wraps their arms around your waist or shoulders while you're doing something else. This hug is incredibly intimate because it requires vulnerability and trust from both people. The person giving the hug is exposing their front, their vulnerable side to your back, and you're allowing someone into your personal space without facing them. This hug says, I wanna be close to you even during ordinary moments, and I feel safe being vulnerable with you. When your partner hugs you from behind while you're cooking, working, or just standing there, they're choosing connection over convenience. They're literally going out of their way to make physical contact with you when it's not necessary, and that's significant. These hugs also create a unique opportunity for the person being hugged. How you respond matters. Do you lean back into them and place your hands over theirs? Do you keep doing what you're doing but acknowledge them warmly, or do you tense up and treat it like an interruption? Your response teaches your partner whether these intimate moments are welcome or not. I tell couples all the time, if you want more affection in your relationship, respond positively to these small bets for connection, because when someone tries to hug you from behind and you brush them off repeatedly, they'll eventually stop trying, and make it a practice to pause what you're doing, even for just 10 seconds, to fully receive these hugs. The person giving them is making a deposit into your relationship bank account. Make sure they know it landed. 6. Now we need to talk about the hug with wandering hands, and I don't just mean sexual touch. Though that can be part of it, I'm talking about when someone hugs you and their hands start moving, rubbing your back, playing with your hair, caressing your arms or shoulders. This type of hug shows active engagement and desire for connection. Their hands are exploring and communicating through touch in a way that says, I want to feel more of you. I'm present in this moment. There's a tenderness to this hug that goes beyond just holding. The person giving this hug is actually paying attention to you, not just performing an action. They're in the moment focused on the sensation of touching you and being close to you. This is someone who finds comfort and pleasure in your physical presence. However, and this is important, context matters here. If the wandering hands only happen when they want sex, but you never get this kind of attentive touch during non-sexual moments, that's a different message. That's transactional. But if your partner regularly hugs you with this kind of general exploratory touch in random moments throughout the day, that's a beautiful sign of ongoing attraction and affection. It means that they're not taking you for granted. They still find you interesting, confident, and worth their focused attention. If you're not getting these kind of hugs anymore and you used to, that's worth examining. Often in long-term relationships, physical touch becomes a routine and mindless. Bringing intentionality back to how you touch each other can reignite that spark. Try it tonight. When you hug your partner, don't just wrap and release. Actually pay attention to the feeling of them in your arms and let your hands communicate that presence. This video is just at the beginning. Subscribe and stay with us for what comes next. You don't wanna miss this. 7. Here's a hug that reveals a deep emotional need. The tight, almost desperate hug where someone holds you like they're afraid you'll disappear. You can feel the intensity in their breath. Sometimes it's almost too tight. Their face might press into your neck or shoulder, and they hold on much longer than a typical hug. This hug is vulnerability in action. It's someone saying, I really need you right now without words. When you receive this kind of hug, the person is in a state of emotional need. They might be stressed, scared, sad, or overwhelmed, and your presence is their anchor. This is one of the most important hugs to recognize and respond to properly, because how you handle it determines whether your partner will continue to seek comfort from you or start shutting down emotionally. The first thing you can do is stiffen up, pull away quickly, or act like it's too much. If your partner is hugging you this way, they're trusting you with their vulnerability. Hug them back with equal intensity. Let them hold on as long as they need. You don't need to say anything profound. Just be there, solid and present. Rub their back slowly, maybe whisper, I've got you, or I'm here. Just match their energy and let them feel your stability. On the flip side, if you're the one who needs this kind of hug but your partner never gives it to you, or worse, pulls away when you try to hold them this tightly, that's revealing a fundamental incompatibility in how you give and receive comfort. Some people simply aren't wired to provide this level of emotional support through touch, and that's something you need to know about your partner sooner rather than later. 8. Finally, let's talk about what I call the transition hug. The way someone hugs you when they're coming home or leaving. This hug is a barometer for your entire relationship. Pay close attention here. When your partner comes home, do they seek you out for a hug within the first few minutes, or do they avoid contact until they've decompressed? When they leave, is the goodbye hug genuine and warm, or is it rushed and obligatory? These transition moments reveal prioritize an emotional connection. Someone who genuinely values you will wanna reconnect through touch. After being apart, even if they're tired or stressed, they'll make that hug a priority because a physical connection with you helps them regulate emotionally. If your partner consistently avoids this transition hugs, or if they feel mechanical and distant, it often means that they're not using you as their primary source of comfort and connection, and that's a problem. Here's what healthy transition hugs look like. When you reunite after being apart, there's a genuine embrace that lasts at least 5 seconds, maybe a kiss, some eye contact, and a moment of I'm glad to see you energy before you both move on to the next thing. When you're separating, the goodbye hug includes a real contact. Maybe a have good day or I miss you, and there's warmth in it. If you wanna improve your relationship immediately, start being intentional about these transition moments. Make a rule every time you come together or part, you pause for a real hug, not a drive-by touch, but an actual moment of connection. Do this consistently for 3 weeks and watch how it changes the entire emotional temperature of your relationship. These small moments of physical reconnection compound over time and create a foundation of secure attachment that will carry you through the harder times. And thank you for staying till the end and investing time in your relationship. The next video is made just for you. Take care.